Oh boy. It finally has come to this. It's finally time I talk about Callaway Hills. Yes, if you guys haven't been following along, I've been going through, my childhood schools and reviewing, each school I've gone to and telling you guys my experiences with it, the ups and downs, and things like that. I know some people are like, I had one person commenting confused on what the video was about, but I'm like, this is supposed to be showing people what my childhood was like. That's kind of why I'm doing this. And I kind of wanted to do this for a long time, but this school right here, this school is what made me really want to talk about, this stuff. But I kind of wanted to do it anyway before, but I say that like that was years ago. I kind of wanted to talk about, the other schools in general because, I wanted to tell you guys my experience with them growing up. But this one is a very big doozy to talk about here. So, in the past, I've actually, believe it or not, I actually have not bothered writing stuff down and all of that. But at this point, I'm pretty much getting to the point where I'm starting to write stuff down. Not only because I got 3 different grades and it will be like that for the next, couple schools. There will be one more. I think I stated that in my Lawson review or my, I think, Cedar Hill review, one of those. I think I mentioned that there is one more school coming up that'll be one time, like a 1-year school and all that. But when it comes to things like this, where there's good and bad to talk about, I have to write it down. Now, I didn't realize how much there was, so I actually didn't, I was thinking about some of the stuff, and the stuff I have on here on the list, actually, believe it or not, on the list, it is actually, the bad is actually, I got 6 things wrote down there at 8 on the other one, but that's because I couldn't fit a bunch on there. So, I haven't really done that before, so this is kind of my first time writing that kind of stuff down, but yeah, I basically, but I actually was thinking more bad stuff and, good stuff to write down because they literally were kind of neck to neck. But, the only other time I think this kind of happened was in 2015, because 2015 was one of the worst years of my life. I don't know if I've talked about that before. It was really rough. It was kind of like 2012. 2012 was not great for me either, and that's kind of where I had this school and all that, but involved in why it wasn't so great. But even in 2015, it wasn't great either, but I will say a lot of the good stuff there, or otherwise the bad stuff, at least a lot of it had some meaning to it. A lot of the crap here really didn't. I was just kind of suffering through all this. And at this time, I was also, in the past, I also kind of was going through some emotions with, gender fluid stuff and all that, but it really started here and all that. And there will be something I'll talk about, which I don't really agree on with the whole gender thing, and all that, but I'll be talking about that, which I think is kind of stupid, but it has nothing to do with me being gender fluid. It's just that's kind of something I wanted to talk about. But yeah, I don't know. But anywho, guys, remember to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. You guys can learn about my childhood and all that, and I probably won't be talking about anything else, at the moment. But in the future, it would be nice to do more stuff like this, show off, pictures I've taken or something like that, or comment on, older videos I made, on, before I did YouTube. That would be kind of nice, but those will have to be another time. But anywho, though, let's go ahead and just get into this. So yeah, this is basically Callaway Hills. And I gotta say, this school actually started off actually very decent. It really did. I still had some problems with the school and how they ran some stuff. Like I got put in like an education like a special ed class because I wasn't very good at. Well, I was actually pretty good at math. Believe it or not, by 5th grade they kind of took me out of that. I don't know why they suddenly decided to take me out of that, but they had me in there in reading and all that. So they had me in there in reading and all that, and basically even in 5th grade. But by 5th grade they took me out of there for math, and I went to regular classes. But the thing is, though, what I didn't like is some of the decisions they made with 3rd grade. Like I did not like how they. How the other class was like they were like watching like the regular class they were watching like Charlotte's Web and the second one and all that. I couldn't do that. I was stuck in a special ed class, and we were also reading Charlotte's Web, but for some stupid reason we weren't allowed to do that. I don't know why. I even asked them. I'm like, why are we? And they didn't give me an answer. They didn't give me an answer and all that, and it was kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of annoying. But we did do some things like we had Good Citizens Day, which is what I like. Good Citizens Day was where we earn money, fake money, and by the time we earn fake money and all that. By the time the end of the month, happens. I don't remember exactly how it went, but I think you had to have a certain amount of money to have Good Citizens Day. And by the end of the month, you basically get it, and you can take your electronics to school and all that. It's like a free day and all that, which was something I really liked. And that's something that actually continued on in 5th grade and all that too, which is what I'm going to be talking about here in a second. But we had that, and then. We actually used pennies, not dollars, where we're at. I'm like, I was kind of confused about that. I'm like, why did we use pennies and not dollars? But I guess Miss Stewart, not Miss Stewart. I forgot her name. Miss Julie, I think is what her name was. I think her name was Miss Julie. She kind of did that and all that. She kind of gave us did that with us. And we also did this thing where we learned multiplication, and we could create our own Sunday, which, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of mixed on that, because I'm like, it's good to have a Sunday, but they freaking timed you and all that, so if you really sucked at math, you probably wouldn't even get freaking ice cream, like a Sunday and all that. That's the thing, that, you probably wouldn't get any Sunday. I think I got up to, 5s. I didn't get to 6s because they were only doing this for a limited time, and I hated how it was timed. I don't know. I've never been, even today. I'm not very good at being timed and rushed on something because I don't focus very well. It's like Easter egg hunting. I literally cannot I can literally not do Easter egg hunts as well because I have to I'm rushed and all that and can't focus. That's just kind of how I've always been and all that, but that's kind of how that was, It's like they put you on pressure and all that. I'm like, that's kind of not really fair, I'm like, that's not really. I mean, it seems like a fun way to learn math, but it's not really that fun. I mean, today multiplication is easy for me, but back when I was first learning about it, I kind of wish there was a different way they could have done it, or something where you could earn your Sunday, and instead of freaking timing you, or actually what they could have done, they could have took the whole freaking timer thing out. They could have took the whole timer thing out and just had just you not bothering with that, But I don't know. It's just kind of dumb. But I guess thanks to Miss Jolie, who was my aide. I don't know if I mentioned that she was my aide. Well, Miss Corona was my aide, and she was my aide, and she was my aide in, Cedar Hill, and then Miss Anderson was my she was my aide, and her name was I think her name was Cassie. Yeah, Cassie Anderson. She was my aide there. She actually started working at this school, so I ran into her here. I also ran into my nurse here. I swear, I ran literally almost every school I've gone to in like the Holt Summit and Jeff area. I literally have run into the same nurse so many times. Because I was actually going to go to a different school. I wasn't even going to go to this school. But my mother and Andy moved up here and all to get closer to me and all that. And because me and my dad were having some problems at the time. So, basically they moved up here, and that's how I ended up in this school. I don't remember what the name of the other school was, but they were trying to get me closer to that area, so it was a lot easier. But I don't know. But that's the thing, though. They don't. My mother never liked like she basically waited until like summer break or something, to move or something. And the problem is a lot of the time she does it at the freaking last minute, so it really screwed some stuff up. So I don't want to be talking about that when we get to that later, but that really screwed some stuff up there. But yes, basically though, like I've said, it's basically just like I said, there were some fun times in third grade and all that, but that was one thing I do not like. Now music class, let me see if I wrote that down. I don't know if I wrote that down or not. Music class. I actually did recorded footage. We used a recorder, and my music teacher actually helped me out with that. So we did that. We did that, and we also would earn snacks. Like we'd play this music game. I don't remember the name of it. But we played this music game, and if we won, we earned like a coupon to use in the cafeteria for a free, dessert and all that. That was kind of fun and all that. So, yeah, that was fun. But yeah, we did kind of stuff like that. And I'm trying to see what else let's see what else I had there. I think that's basically pretty much it that I wrote down here. Let me see here. Oh yeah, we watched Bill Nye the Science Guy too. I think that was actually the first time I was introduced to him, because we were learning about the planets. So we watched like Bill Nye the Science Guy, and we also watched Magic School Bus, and he taught us about the planets. And that was like the first time I learned that Pluto was not a planet anymore. Which I still think it's a planet, but that's just my opinion, I still think it orbits the sun and all that. It orbits it in a weird way, but it still orbits it, and it has its own moon, and it looks like a planet because the way it's like a reddish color and all that. So I think it's still a planet, but that's just me. But yeah, basically though, there was that, and then in art we made gargoyles and maps. I think I still have the maps. I think I could be wrong, but I think I still have them. The gargoyles, though, sadly the gargoyles got broke. I made like one gargoyle, and then my teacher, my aide, Miss Jolie, gave me the other gargoyle. So that was kind of nice that she gave me one, which is pretty nice. So there were things like that which I really liked. I sadly don't have them anymore. I do remember how we made them, sort of. We used a special kind of clay. I do know that. It was it was a weird clay. It's like a stretchy clay. It's like a peachy, stretchy colored clay. And then we would use like a styrofoam cup and then place the gargoyle on it, Yeah, sadly though, they got thrown out because they were broke. I was gonna keep them. I could have just fixed them, but I don't know. They got thrown. They got thrown out. So yeah. But yeah, we did a lot of that fun stuff. We did a lot of that, and we also had field day. We had field day too, which is really nice, and all that. And we had that also, all 3 years, and we also had mileage club. We had mileage club. That was fun, And I actually got to go on a field trip because I got enough, points to do that. A lot of people actually didn't participate in that, though. That's the thing. A lot of people didn't participate in it, but I did. Because to walk in a mile, I'd have to go I would have to, go all the way around, and, on this field, this where this field goes, way down, and, the behind the school, it's really big. I don't know if I ever got any recorded footage, because technically this was the first school where I actually had a video camera I could use on my, because I had my first 3DS and all that, so I don't know if I got any recorded footage of that, but I think I got some recorded footage on some of the stuff, but sadly, though, I don't know what happened to it. It's the data's all lost, but I do know I have some because I had some problems with that, and all that, but behind the scenes with, Tana leaving and stealing all my stuff and all that. But yeah, that's kind of the thing, though, while I was going to Callaway Hills, I dealt with a lot of crap at home. It was really bad. My brother Grant would start throwing stuff at me, and, he would start throwing stuff at me, and basically, instead of my stepdad and my mother, actually doing something about it, they just sat there and watched. Of course, she's not going to admit she did it, but she was there too, she was freaking there, she just sat there and watched as well. And instead of helping me, they just rubbed it in and told me, see, we told you that he was going to do this stuff, and I'm like, okay, I mean, I get it, just freaking, please just help me out with this, I'm getting hurt here and all that. They really didn't do anything. And on top of that, on the other side, I was at my dad's house. Tana would put me in the basement, and I was stuck down there and all that, and basically I was stuck down there, and she was stealing things behind my back. She even stole my life savings. Yeah, I lost a lot of money. And I even lost a lot of games. She stole a lot of my games, so I had to because I like playing some games, but she stole a lot of that, so I had to replace it with my own money. My dad didn't even help me with that, She's the one who, did all that. She did that, and he didn't do anything about it. I was trying to tell her that he was, tell him that, that she was stealing crap, and he wouldn't listen. I think Tana knew I was on to her, and she basically, because she was not letting me go, she did not like me. She literally put me, in the house. She literally made me go to my mother's house, would constantly make excuses of being sick and all that. Because she started doing that after I started questioning her decisions and all that, and she just started doing that, and that's the thing, though. She stole a lot of my stuff, and I did not like that, and I hate how even to this day that my family's what she did. I'm telling her how bad she treated me. Well, you weren't really her kid. And I'm I know I wasn't her kid, but she should have treated me a lot better than she did, because she was still living with my dad and all that. She didn't treat me well at all. And, to this day, we're still even dealing with her bogus to this day. And I'm just I don't know, yeah, it's just frustrating, It's frustrating that how a lot of this stuff can also still go on. And it's just frustrating. But, yeah, I was dealing with a lot of stuff, at home and all that. It was not fun. And school was actually not much better. School was actually just, after third grade, we get to fourth grade. And fourth grade is definitely where a lot of this stuff started literally going to hell. It literally started going to hell. So basically what happened was, we had a new president at this time. So I don't want to make it sound selfish, so I'm going to say this, that a lot of other people probably do not like this either, but because we had a new president in, the United States, Barack Obama was around at that time. I think he was actually around before, and I don't remember when he got elected exactly, but he started making stupid changes, and and his wife basically went into got into the school's business and kids' business, and took all the food, all the French fries and desserts and stuff away. Which, I get people need to eat healthier, but forcing people to do that, that's not okay. That's not okay. That's literally that's literally like someone going inside a business like McDonald's and stealing all their food. They're stealing all their food. That's basically what they do. And again, you should not be doing that. That's not okay. And when she did that, I was upset, but the problem is that there was like hardly anything to eat. It was literally the same thing, like every single day. It was literally the same exact thing. And this lasted, even after elementary school, this lasted for a long time because Obama was president. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I did not like Obama. I did not like his decisions he made. That's my opinion, but it's true. I did not like Obama. I don't know much about President Trump because at that time I was really going through bad stuff and all that, but we'll get to that later. But I will say that I did notice some changes that were not good. I think we even have Obamacare and all that, and it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just frustrating, because not now, like, you have to have you can only have a certain amount of money, and it's got everything all messed up, and it's ridiculous, like, it really is. But that's basically what he did, though. And then, so because of that, in music class, we didn't play that stuff, that music game anymore. I kind of wish I remembered what it was, but I really don't remember what it was. But we didn't play that, so we didn't earn anything for that. So it was it kind of sucked, it really did. And on top of that, my teacher, I actually haven't talked about Miss Myers yet, but they started doing this thing where, like, because we're getting older, we can't use the words happy, sad, and mad anymore. We can't use that anymore. Which made absolutely no sense. It made no sense at all. Why we couldn't use those words. It really doesn't make any sense. Because I'm like, basically, like, when you get older, I use them all the time, and I'm an adult right now. It made no sense. So basically, they're trying to feed kids false information, and I get they want kids to learn more versions of that word, but by telling kids they can't use happy, sad, and mad anymore, that's just so stupid. That is stupid. And it actually makes me mad. Yeah, you hear that right. Mad and sad that kids have to, learn this stuff. So yeah, you gotta learn. They make you learn this stuff. Oh, it gets better. It gets better because now we got all those changes and all that, and on top of that, Mileage Club too. This is like the last year or two. My teacher, like, her name was like Coach D. I don't know what her name was, but we call her Coach D. She basically moved schools and all that, and basically I didn't get to go on this field trip because I had too many meltdowns, and basically the problem is most of these meltdowns, I'm not saying all of them, because I've done some bad stuff when I was little. I tormented my cat and all that, my poor cat Julius, which I still kind of feel bad for today, but I don't feel as bad. I kind of let it go, but I still feel bad what I did to him, and I've done stuff like that, but all those meltdowns I've done, I could not help, because, I have mood swings, I have mood swings and all that. I'm not sure if that may be causing the gender fluid or not. I don't know. I'm kind of just going back and forth. Like I told you guys, sometimes I feel female, sometimes I feel male. It's really hard. Like it literally goes back and forth, which kind of got me into some issues in the future and all that. But again, I'll talk about that later because that's going to be one of the biggest things when I get to high school and review that. But yeah, basically that's the thing, though. They kind of, do that. Though they basically, they basically, were I didn't get to go on this field trip. I mean, I still got the trophy, which I'm happy about. I didn't get it in third grade because I didn't walk enough, because I didn't walk when it was raining out. Apparently, you just walk, instead of making one big lap and earning, these little feet. I actually do have them. I had those necklaces and all that still. I have them still. And I'm going to continue to hold on to them because they look nice. Even though it's kind of weird having feet, just on a necklace, but, it's still nice. But I didn't realize you could just walk on the, on the concrete, on the playground, so yeah, I was kind of upset. So I was hoping to win another trophy, but she sadly left. And then, basically now we get to, 5th grade, which, by the way, is probably the worst school year of my entire life. This school year, my God, this school year was awful. Everything I talked about that was bad, that was added in 4th grade, and now let's take it all to 5th grade on top of adding more bad crap. So not only we don't have mileage club anymore because Coach D is gone, but it gets replaced with a freaking fitness place, where you're basically doing the hamster dance and all that. The problem is with the hamster dance is I was basically, I don't know why, but when I was little I just was very I could not really move very well. I couldn't I got exhausted really easily. And all that. So whenever I did this hamster dance, they were expecting me to do other stuff afterwards. I couldn't do it. And I was trying to tell them that, but they didn't listen. So I had some issues, and I kind of just told them, you know what, I'm not going to do it. And they're like, well, you can't earn credit then. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, because, again, it's I can't, the hamster dance thing, it's a pretty good warm up, but when you're doing class after that, games and all that, it's too exhausting. It's better to do it when you're waking up or something, maybe early in the morning to get yourself exercise, but doing it, rolling on your back and all that and doing it with that's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's just not. It's just annoying, and I really don't like that, and I don't like what they do there and all that. And then another thing I don't like is how in 5th grade you can't choose you can't choose in music class they made it where you can't choose if you want to be in a play or not. Which also pissed me off because I wanted to be in a play so bad, but I was stuck singing in a choir. I was stuck singing, and I didn't want that. And it's a shame is I felt betrayed because this lady helped me, the same lady who did this helped me with my, recorder, which I actually still have the recorder to this day, but she helped me with that. And on top of that, basically, she did this to all her students, including myself. So I was literally just stuck there. And I really just didn't care about that. I really didn't want to sing. I'm not really a singer, honestly. I'm not really a singer, and I'm not really a singer at all. But I really did not like that I had to deal with that. That was frustrating to deal with. It was frustrating, and I just didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. So I had to deal with that. And another thing I had to deal with, was basically, basically, I'm not going to go ahead and talk about this. I actually don't have this wrote down because I ran out of space down there. But I'm going to talk about this. This really annoyed me, and I don't really get this. They did this in kindergarten too, and I really don't get it. But there's a thing called Ladies Goes First. Now again, that might be sounding funny coming from me who is gender fluid and does go back and forth from female and male, and I do, but regardless of what gender I am, I think this is just so stupid. It's stupid. And I even question it. I question it. I'm like, why is this a thing? Why do we do this? I think I did this in kindergarten too. I can't remember. But I was questioning this. I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing all this? Basically we're just like, basically we're like, they did this thing like where like ladies get to go first and all that. I mean, it wasn't like a super big problem because, just like you get up and all that. But I'm getting introduced to all these stupid rules in this school, and they come out of nowhere and they can't explain why they have all these damn rules. They can't explain it. And actually, funny enough, I was curious and actually looked this up. Apparently now this is a while back I looked this up, but the ladies go first thing, apparently it dates back like centuries ago. Apparently the whole ladies go first thing is not about like going first, like in a line or something like that. It goes back. It's about basically men apparently with like ladies would go first to get away from danger, and men would stay and fight because men are supposed to be stronger. It has nothing to do with respect and going first. So it's like it took me a long time to look that up, and it's like, what, I really want to look it up, and because I see it on TV all the time. Apparently, that's the reason why, though. So I just don't get it. I mean, because I was like, you're supposed to respect ladies. I mean, I'm like, I get that, but you're supposed to respect everyone. You're not just supposed to respect ladies. You're supposed to respect everybody. No matter gender or what. But I just never understood that. I kind of just went with that one because I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. But at first, I kind of just refused. But I'm like, you know what? I don't want any more crap out of the school. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But yeah, I was literally like, I'm not gonna lie, I was literally going through like my gender and all that was going all over the place, and it's been like that in the past. But I don't know. I feel like this is kind of it's kind of a thing going on. It's got nothing to do with that now. Like it never was. I don't want people to assume because of that, that's why I feel this way. I've always kind of felt like this. I just haven't said anything because I don't want my dad to get mad about it. But it's true. I mean, my dad kind of, he thinks different. We'll just say he thinks a little bit different. Speaking of which, him and my other all my family members, they didn't do anything when all this was going on. They didn't try to do anything. They didn't like stand up to the school and all that when it comes to the play, because I'm like trying to tell them like that the play and all that, like they won't allow kids to go to the play and all that because they won't allow them to go to the play, being a play, because they basically are, forcing kids to go to one thing or another, and I mean, I get, like you can't always have what you want, but when it comes to that, I'm like, yeah, I think it would be nice if kids could have, options, and they could kind of go back and forth instead of like forcing you to be in a play or a singer. Because let's say if you have stage fright. I actually don't have stage fright, but let's say if you do have stage fright, then then they would do that. They would do all that, and it'd be bad. But I'm not the only one who had this problem, because a lot of friends I know who've gone to Callaway Hills and all that have had the same problem. They did not like going to the school because of all this. But believe it or not, it actually gets even worse. Apparently, they also wouldn't let kids play on the playground with little kids, like big kids, because they don't want them getting hurt. But I'm like, there was no one has ever got hurt before on there and all that. And by the time you actually you got there and all that, by the time you got to go on the playground, it was basically too late, so you never got to play on the playground. So yeah, I was literally just got to the point where I was starting to snap, and I was just ready to get the hell out of this school because of how bad I was dealing with some stuff. Especially in 5th grade and all that. And another thing I didn't like is that my speech teacher, I had a speech teacher. She basically wouldn't let us play games anymore because we were too old for it. So this is what's stupid. So basically, they're trying to encourage kids, because they were doing this in this school. They were trying to encourage kids to want to grow up and go to middle school and all that. But then they take away all the fun stuff, and basically, try to scare kids and all that, and they making them not want to grow up. Because on top of that, basically, I already had problems as it was. So the fact, me and tons of other, fifth graders and, all that had to deal with this stuff, that's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, encouraging kids and trying to encourage, like feed kids these, lies and all that is so stupid. But yeah, there was just a bunch of stuff going on and all that, and it got really bad, like it really did, and I'm just like, I mean, we did have some good stuff, I will say. We had field trips and all that we took, which were fun. They were probably the highlight of 5th grade, but pretty much everything else sucked about it. I mean, I guess I can talk about too, I want to talk about this because this is something that, I'm going to be bringing up later too. Now, I don't know if I've talked about this person before, but her name was Caitlin. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. Swanser or Swanner. I think it's Swanner, actually. Basically, see, this is the first, time I met her and all that, and basically what happened was the doctor too has been saying that this is it's probably the autism, but I'm not sure if it is or not. But see, I basically kind of went back and forth on this stuff. See, I've done this forever. I really have. I've gone back and forth with this stuff. But basically, I tried to date her. I did. It's kind of funny dating. An elementary school kid. But yeah, I tried. Well, it wasn't really a date, but I tried to. But then basically, I kind of was trying it, but it was still fighting with me, and I basically just didn't bother with it. I didn't like. Yeah, I didn't bother with it, Yeah, I didn't bother with, wanting to do this because of that, I'm like, I'm not happy, because I basically did it because I wanted to see if, maybe it's just I'm in love with her and want to, be with her, but I tried that and it didn't work. It literally, it was still fighting back and forth with me. It still does this to this day with this stuff, and it drives me nuts. I've tried telling people about it, but people are like, it's just natural. And I'm like, I don't think this is natural for it to fight with you like this. It literally is fight with me. And even to this day, it drives me bonkers. It really does. But yeah, basically though, that's kind of how it is though. That's how they, that's how, I mean, I guess it's kind of how I've been, and all of that. So, I don't think it was all this that was causing, because this has been going on for years, and I've never been able to figure it out. I've kind of kept it a secret because I didn't want people to freak out or anything, about it. But people don't seem to even care, honestly. And I keep trying to tell them that it's not normal, but I don't know. But yeah, I did. But basically, I did try to do that. And after that, I kind of just stopped. I stopped trying to hook up with people. I kind of just stopped because it's just going to be the same thing over and over again. And I'm just like, it's not going to be going anywhere with that. But yeah, I don't know. But I will say she did seem very sweet, but she didn't talk a lot. And and all that. But yeah, I really kind of just, I don't know, I kind of definitely was feeling more like a different person and all that as I got older. And even now, I don't know, I feel kind of more female-ish and all that, but it does still go back and forth. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, but I'm going to probably go ahead and end up just giving this a score because I really don't have a whole lot else to really say about this. But I'm going to say that this school is definitely meh and 45 points, though. I know it's kind of weird for me to jump talking about, a person named Caitlin and talking about this, but there really isn't a lot that was great about 5th grade. And really a lot about this school in general. This school was freaking just not great. The reason why I'm giving it a meh, though, because third grade and fourth grade were really not that bad. But my God, was it close to getting a bad? Fifth grade was awful, and honestly, fourth grade I had issues with it. So did third grade. I had issues with all of them. Like I mean, they had a lot of good stuff with them, and I mean, some of the good stuff did carry on throughout the entire school. School years, was 3 because I spent 3 years, in this school and all that. But most of the time, it was just bad. Like, it was just really bad. And honestly, this is the kind of school that, I feel like a lot of people would complain about, and all that, I mean, I heard people, have mixed opinions on schools they take their kids to. Like, some of these schools, I mean, they're not all that bad, but this one was definitely bad. And the fact my folks had problems with it and still was making me go to school here and didn't bother homeschooling me, yeah, I was frustrated. Because I did not like dealing with this, but yeah, this was really close to getting a bad. It really was. Like, I was honestly had a hard time figuring out if I wanted to make this a meh or a bad. Because honestly, there was a lot of really bad stuff that happened here. A lot of really bad stuff. But honestly, honestly, I feel like it's kind of even. The good and bad, it's both even. Because like I've said, I couldn't write all of it down because I was running out of space on my paper. I actually already had the good and bad, there and all that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put it here this time around. But yeah, it literally, like, if I kept adding, to the list, they probably would have kind of either got close or kind of went back and forth. Like they are right now. They're close right now on the goods and bads of this school. But yeah, I really just didn't care much about this school. Honestly, this is one of the schools I never want to go back to again. I mean, I have problems with some of the other schools at times, but this one was just the absolute worst. Maybe the JC High School might be too, because I'm going to talk about that there, but this one's pretty bad. This one's a pretty bad school that I have a lot of bad memories with it. There was some good, but most of it was really bad. I got some video. I think I remember getting some video footage of it, so that was something. But yeah, it was pretty much bad. I will say though, I do also remember, like, we did this cha-cha slide dance in the school too, where the class did this, because I think I got a video of that. I can't remember. I can't remember if I have a video of that or not, but if I do, then, it'd be kind of nice to be able to look back on that. But yeah, we did do something like that, which was kind of fun, but because I did some video stuff, but unfortunately, a lot of it would have been in 5th grade, because that's when I kind of started recording a lot of stuff, was around 5th grade, so yeah, but I don't know, I'm probably going to go ahead and end up letting things go from here, though, but yeah, this is definitely this was definitely very close, and I gotta say, there wasn't even any, book fairs, which was surprising, considering, like, Cedar Hill had book fairs. There was no book fairs here. I've only been to, like one other school with book fairs after this, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, there was, like, a lot of these schools surprisingly didn't have book fairs, which I'm surprised about. I don't know why. Maybe the funding was not working or something. I don't know. But I guess before I do let this go, I do need to talk about the summer break. Summer school thing. This is probably, like, the only time I really cared about going to summer school. Because honestly, it actually ended on a good note. I did get hospitalized, twice, because I had a freak out and all that, but because I got hospitalized once, went home, and had a freak out again, and they took me right back to the hospital and all that, but yeah, basically they took me to, and all that, which, I'm not gonna lie, most of the time, I said this before, I think I said it at least, most of the time I've got hospitalized, it really has not done anything. I think it was just I was having a hard time, because, at home, like I said, I've had a hard time and all that, and it only got worse as time went on, which is kind of the whole reason, it was the whole reason kind of why one of the reasons why I kind of wish I could just live forever. I've talked about this before. It sounds crazy, but it's true. Like, I wish I could just live forever because, because I never got to experience a great childhood, The first part was okay, but after that, it got really bad, around, 2010 and all that. And when I got to Callaway Hills and all that, it got worse, and not just at school, but home and all that, and it just continued to get worse and all that, so, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I still wish I could just, live forever and all that, I wish I had the ability to do that so I could have a unique childhood, but, I don't know though, but yeah, the fact my folks weren't there before me either kind of stunk, but I'm probably going to go ahead and end up letting things go from here, though, for real this time. But I want to talk about, summer school, because, that was the last time I did do summer school. I did do it in 3rd grade, but I don't remember a lot about it. But I will say that I do remember, summer school in, 5th grade not being too bad, because they took away most of the crap I hated. And for some reason, my teacher, Miss Cummings, was the principal for summer school. So, but it was better because that's what happened. Because I didn't mention this. Dr. Hawk, Dr. Offen or whatever her name was. She basically retired in 4th grade, and a new principal came in and took over and all that. So, yeah, that's how the school kind of pretty much went to hell. But I don't know if it's better than that now. I don't know. But I'm going to probably go ahead and end up letting things go from here, though. So I will see you all later. Bye-bye.